Hi, I'm Carl.
And I'm Max.
Today we'll be making a swing arm. So what that means is that a swing arm rotates almost fully in a complete circle. And we'll explain why that's significant when we talk about the other arms that we're going to build. So here's what we're going to need.
To start, we'll need a nice sturdy frame like this one here. As you can see, this requires 2 plates here. These are relatively thick plates, they're 4 wide, and they are the size of the inside of the drive base. They're held together by a plate here. Again, this is really stable. It has multiple points of connection, multiple points to each side plate, and multiple points to each of these, as you can see, with 3 pegs on each side. It's very secure. Again, stability is the key through all of robotics, competition robotics, building nice and stable robots. So this is pretty stable. And additionally, to increase stability, we have these little bumpers here, which are going to, again, further stabilize these axles. These aren't necessary, but they're just a little bit extra that we decided to do for this design. We have a motor, some attachment pegs, and we have 2 axles. This axle, as you can see here, is going to go into the motor. Again, this is going to be a torque gear ratio because these arms are most likely going to be lifting something very heavy. And whether that's a game object or whether that's lifting your whole robot up by making it hang. So you want a torque gear ratio generally on arms. So for a torque gear ratio, you want the smaller gear to be the gear that is into the motor like this, and the bigger gear to be the gear that is driving whatever is moving. So this is the gear that is driving the arm. As you can see, these gears on this axle, the bigger gears, are attached to the arm. Again, multiple connection points, so it's sturdy. This is just attached with pegs. So these have the same rotation as the gear. And you can see here, these are actually Vex collars, but these can be the same rubber collars that you guys have for Vex IQ. They are making these gears locked into place exactly where we want them, so they align with each other. So now let's assemble this robot.
To start, we're going to have to attach these axles to this base. Just like that.
So, as you can see, the collars secure these axles very well into place. They cannot move either way because these 2 collars on the outside here are the exact length of the middle here. So this cannot move back and forth. It's supported on both sides of the axle, so there's nowhere for that axle to move. And then these 4 collars that are on the inside are securing these gears into place so they can't move, and they align perfectly with these gears below, and then same with these bottom 6 collars here. And then the final step here is to put the motor onto here, and as you can see, we have a little bit of axle sticking out here. That's going to go into the motor. We can just attach that with pegs. And there we go. As you can see, you hear the little shake here, or the grind of the motor, and there we know that we've got a working arm.
Okay, the final step is to now attach the swing arm to the drive base. So we're going to do that by putting 4 connecting pieces on the insides of the drive base. Just like that.
The final step here is to stabilize this build a little bit more. This is pretty stable, but we can add a little bit of stabilization right here in the front. And what I decided to do is build this stabilization piece here. It serves to stabilize the front of the drive base and the arm, but it also serves with this little push sensor right here to serve as an arm stop. So when this arm comes down too far, this push sensor will send a trigger to the brain, and in a program you can tell that to make the arm stop going down, so you know when it's down. So let's assemble this. And again, this part is not really necessary. I just wanted to do that as a little bit of an extension to show you guys and how you can take this arm to the next step. So the final parts are wiring. We want to attach our motor right here and the touch sensor, which I'll do after the fact, to the brain with a wire, just like so. And then we have a working arm, but there's one more step. We need to add something to that arm to pick up a game object.
So there we have it. We have a working arm now. In the next video, you're gonna see us make something to attach to this arm to be able to pick up some game objects like a claw. So we'll catch you next time.